Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is doing well and I'm really glad that you enjoyed my last video. So here I am with a few more projects. Hopefully you enjoy these ones as well. So these are going to be in the nautical style. If you don't do nautical, hopefully you can still watch and enjoy, but also take the techniques and apply them to anything else really. It's all inspiration at the end of the day. So I'm going to be starting off with this thrift find. This is the lid. It came with this and I really loved it. I just love the colour, but even though I do like the colour, I think for this project it's a little bit too dark, so I'm going to be taking this tester pot and this sponge brush. I always find that sponge brushes apply paint on shiny smooth surfaces a lot better, so that's why I'm going with this. Now I'm actually going to leave it a little bit blotchy like this. I do like that some of the blue still comes through, but I just wanted to give it a little bit of yellow and just take away from the harshness of the blue before. So we're also going to do the top and the sides. I'm going to use my hot air gun just to make the process a little bit faster drying the paint. The next thing you're going to need is a giant bauble. This is half of one and that's all you're going to need. You can remove this little bit here using your pliers or you can melt it off. If you are using pliers like me, it is fairly simple. Just try to make sure that you don't crack the rest of the bauble. And you can sand off any extra bits that haven't come off or go in again with the pliers. Once you have your bowl dry, whatever you're using, and your bauble, you're going to take some sand, and I always really love using this light coloured sand, but you can use a typical kids playing sand. It is cheaper. I'm going to fill it up. Now's a really fun part. You're going to start putting your arrangement in whatever you like. I'm going to be starting off with this, which is actually an Easter tree, and I've always looked at it and thought it looked like corals, so finally I'm going to be able to use it. I'm going to take my scissors and just snip some bits off that I think, just to see how much will fit inside really and how much I want. Ignore the mess, I have tried a few things off camera, but I'm going to be taking some shells now. I've got a starfish and one shell there already, and I'm just going to carry on now. It's just really arranging, having a look to see what fits, what looks right, moving things around. So I'm using old jewellery as well. This was a pearl bracelet from the thrift store, and you can see that they come in really handy. It's so beautiful. So I've got a mixture here of some reindeer moss in 3 different colours. The rest are all just shells, starfish. This is a bath sponge. We're going to break off a little bit of this driftwood to add inside as well. I'm finishing off by sprinkling a little bit of these, they're usually like in the wedding section, just the little gems, and I think that just really, ensures that any of the space where you can't really fit anything else in, but it looks a little bit bare, this really does the trick and it just adds a little bit of sparkle. I've purposely left the inside of the bowl blue, and that's because I kind of wanted it to look like the bottom of the ocean. And then when you come to adding your bauble on top, you can apply glue, but I'm going to leave it like this just so I can reuse the bauble and reuse all of these bits inside if I want to for another project. I'm going to finish up just by stamping C on the side. So I've got my stamps ready and my ink. So here's our first thrift makeover and I'm really loving it. I'm so glad I painted over the blue outside anyway, because it was a little bit too dark and I think that it was nice just seeing some of the blue still come through. For the next project, again I'm going to be taking a thrift find. So I've got this bottle. I'm just going to get rid of as much string as I can. So I managed to get the whole thing out except a bead, which I love. And I'm going to be taking some driftwood. This is 2 little pieces I'm going to stick together to make a boat. This is going to be a miniature boat that goes inside our bottle. Next you're going to take a stick, and I've measured its size to make sure that it fits inside my glass. Taking some hot glue, we're going to add it to our little boat. One final touch to finish the boat off. This was off some chocolates. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that on, applying some hot glue on the top and the bottom. Now I'm excited for this. I'm taking my hot glue and I've got a blue glue stick, as you can see there. We're going to make some fake water. So you're just going to get your hot glue really nice and hot. Kind of just looks like a melted crayon. I'm going to place my boat inside while it's hot, on top of our hot glue. So I'm bringing my hot glue all the way to the front, and we're also going to make sure that we do the sides. And you can kind of move your hot glue like this to just create like some movement in the hot glue. So I need to get in on that side there. Just have a look at how it looks through the glass bottle, and then just carry on making amendments. I've got a pack of these miniature people. I got them on eBay. Amazon also do them, and they come from China, so they're really cheap. And I'm going to add him to the boat. I think that's just going to look amazing. Look at how awesome that looks, just to finish it off. So here's our miniature scene in a bottle. I've actually wanted to make this project for the longest time. I think next time I'm actually going to be trying to use epoxy resin as the fake water, so I'm excited to try that. So for our third and final project, I'm going to be taking another thrift find. We're going to help this seahorse look a lot better, in my opinion anyway. We're going to be starting with 2 tumble towel blocks. I'm going to glue them together, and then I'm going to start giving him a makeover. So just taking whoops, just taking my hot glue. You can see it's still got a little bit of blue from my last project. Just stick those 2 together, and any hot glue that comes out, I just like to remove it like this. I'm going to start by painting the seahorse. I'm using that same colour that I used in the first project and the same brush. Making sure I'm getting the sides as well and the bottoms. I'm going to dry the first coat. I think I'm going to need several. This is my second coat now, and I think I should be done once this is dry. Now I'm going to be taking some makeup, and I tend to do this when I want to add a little subtle colour and I don't want to really paint it. This just gives it a little bit of something without being too much. So I'm going to go in with a kind of a brown, and I'm going to just go over these ridges to add definition. Now I'm done. I'm going to add some hot glue and stick him in the middle. Now I'm going to start decorating around the seahorse. So I'm adding my hot glue, and I'm going to start with some moss. I'm taking the brighter shade of reindeer moss. I'm going to stick a starfish in the corner. I'm bringing back the coral, and we're going to stick that right on the end of our tumble tower block. And then finishing off with a tiny, super cute shell here. And this is our final project for today. I think this one and maybe the first project are my favourite. I'm having a little bit of a hard time. Let me know what you think, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching. Until the next video, bye for now.